Have you ever wondered about the origins of the Rosary, that string of beads that's so often seen in the hands of devout Catholics around the world? Today, we're going to delve into the captivating history of the Rosary, exploring how this instrument of prayer has evolved over centuries. Our journey begins in the early days of Christianity. The practice of prayer repetition dates back to the Desert Fathers of Egypt in the 3rd century. These early hermits would repeat simple, heartfelt prayers, much like the Hail Mary. To keep track of these prayers, they would use a string of knots or pebbles. Fast forward to the Middle Ages. In the monastic life, monks would recite all 150 psalms on a regular basis. However, lay people, who often couldn't read or didn't have access to books, needed a more accessible form of devotion. This led to the development of the Rosary as we know it today, a poor man's psalter, where each bead represented a prayer to be recited. The Rosary as a form of prayer took a significant turn in the 12th century with the rise of the Dominicans. Saint Dominic, the founder of the order, was said to have received the Rosary from the Virgin Mary herself in a vision. This Marian character of the Rosary has stuck, with the Hail Mary being the primary prayer of the Rosary. In the 15th century, a Carthusian monk named Henry Calcar divided the 150 Hail Marys of the Rosary into 15 decades, or sets of 10. Each decade was to be meditated upon a particular event in the life of Jesus and Mary. This structure gave the Rosary a new depth and richness, turning it into a meditative prayer. In the 16th century, Pope Pius V, a Dominican, established the Rosary as a spiritual weapon against the Turks during the Battle of Lepanto. The victory was attributed to the power of the Rosary, cementing its place in Catholic devotion. Fast forward to the 20th century, Pope John Paul II added the luminous mysteries, or mysteries of light, to the Rosary. These mysteries focus on the public life of Jesus, filling in a gap in the Rosary's meditations. So that's the history of the Rosary in a nutshell. It began as a simple way for early Christians to keep track of their prayers. It evolved over centuries, shaped by monks, mystics, and popes, into a form of prayer that is deeply meditative and profoundly Marian. It's more than a string of beads. It's a spiritual journey, a compendium of the gospel, a way to draw closer to Jesus through Mary. And that's the beauty of the Rosary. It's a prayer for everyone, for the scholar and the simple, for the old and the young. It's a prayer that has stood the test of time, a testament to the enduring power of faith and devotion. So, the next time you see a Rosary, remember its rich history and consider its spiritual depth. It's more than meets the eye.